next we have is design of end bearing plate. Now since the truss is supported on the end support, so it has to be supported on, if it is supported on concrete pedestal, so it has to be supported on the end bearing steel plate to transfer the load from truss to the column support. Now it is designed for, the end bearing plate is designed for this force, the end force. So which is, before that the total load is 240 kilonewton, and load at each end, will be 240 divided by 2, which is 120 kilonewton. So now the factored load is 120 into 1.5, which is 180 kilonewton. So now assuming, if grade of concrete is given, well and good, otherwise we can assume grade of concrete. So assuming FCK 20 Newton per square mm, that is M20, therefore bearing strength of concrete will be bearing strength of concrete will be 0.45 FCK, that is 9 Newton per square mm. So then we have to calculate area of bearing plate, or you can also call it as base plate, bearing plate or base plate, is equal to load divided by bearing strength of concrete. So load is 180 into 10 to the power 3, to convert it to Newton, divided by 9 Newton per square mm. So area required will be 2 into 10 to the power 4 mm square mm. Now say we are planning to provide a square base plate, providing a square base plate, therefore each side of base plate is equal to root of 2 into 10 to the power 4, which will be say 141.4 mm. So now say we will round it off to say 200 mm. So at least we have to provide a square base plate of size 141 mm each side. So we are rounding it off to 200 mm. So therefore area of the base plate, or you can call it as a size of base plate, size or area of base plate will be 200 into 200 square mm. So now we will be calculating upward base pressure. So now say this is the truss that is supported on a base plate of size 200 by 200, 200 into 200 on a column. So because so we are providing a square base plate. So therefore each side of base plate will be root of 2 into 10 to the power 4, so which is 141. So we will be providing square base plate of size say 200 by 200 mm. So now we have to calculate, now this base plate is provided between the truss and the support over which the truss is rested on. So now because of this base plate size provided, we have to check what is the base pressure, upward base pressure. So upward base pressure, will be load, that is 180 into 10 to the power 3 Newton divided by area. So that is area we have provided is 200 into 200. So which will work out as 4.5 Newton per square mm, which is less than the permissible bearing pressure. The permissible bearing pressure is 9. So actual base pressure is 4.5, which is less than the permissible bearing pressure. So therefore, your concrete is safe in bearing. Concrete is safe in bearing. So next we have to calculate the thickness now. Thickness of base plate. So to calculate thickness of base plate, we have to assume, a pair of shoe angles. Say 2 ISA 80 into 80 into 8 mm. Now we will quickly draw a section and plan showing the details of base plate. So now say this is your concrete pedestal support. So over this we have base plate. So on this we have say gusset plate, then shoe angle on either side. So now we have already seen that the base pressure is 4.5 Newton per square mm. So now this is gusset plate. This is gusset plate. These are shoe angle. And this is the base plate. So the size of which is 200 by 200. So now, the maximum bending moment will be coming across this cross section. The maximum bending moment will be coming across this cross section, which we will call it as say x. Yeah. So now we also have to calculate this total cantilever length, the total cantilever length. So which is the total width 200 minus the gusset plate thickness, which is 10 mm. Gusset plate is 10 mm thick. Total width 200 minus, so let me call this as say cantilever length as L1. The total width 200 minus gusset plate thickness minus the thickness of the shoe angle, which is 8 mm. So will be minus 8 mm this side and minus 8 on the other side. Now this will be getting this cantilever length and this cantilever length. Now to calculate cantilever length for each side, whole will be divided by 2. So which we will be getting it as 1, say 79 mm, which will be getting it as 79 mm. Yeah. So now once we get this, the cantilever length, so we will be calculating movement at x X. So that is base pressure 4.5 into, that is moment of a cantilever beam will be WL square by 2. So W being the base pressure 4.5 into 79 square divided by 2 for 1 mm width. For 1 mm width. For 1 mm width. So which we will be getting it as 14.04 into 10 to the power 3 Newton millimeter. Okay. So now using your bending equation, that is M is equal to sigma into Z, that is bending stress into section modulus. Yeah. So now M sigma is Fy by gamma m naught, and for rectangular section, so we are calculating for 1 mm width. So 1 mm width, and this is the thickness or depth of the base plate into BD square by 6 into BD square divided by 6. Now where B is being equal to 1 and D being equal to thickness. So now substituting all those values, 250 divided by 1.1, B is 1, D is nothing but T square divided by 6, and moment to be resisted is 14.04 into 10 to the power 3. So the only unknown is the thickness. So thickness, which we will be getting it as 11.24 mm. So which we are rounding it off to say 12 mm. Now the thickness required, this thickness of the base plate required includes the thickness of shoe angle. So now this total T is equal to thickness of base plate plus, so if you look at the cross section, it is thickness of base plate plus thickness of shoe angle. So base plate thickness plus shoe angle thickness, which is totally 12 mm. Thickness of base plate plus thickness of, okay. Now this is the total thickness required. Now this thickness required includes the thickness of base plate TB plus thickness of shoe angle TS. The total 12 mm thickness is equal to thickness of base plate plus thickness of shoe angle. Now shoe angle already we have provided 80 into 80 into 8 mm thick. So now the thickness of base plate required will be 12 minus 8, which is 4 mm. We have to provide a base plate of minimum size equal to 4 mm. So now roughly say we are providing it on higher side, which is equal to 10 mm. So now finally we have to provide a base plate of 200 into 200 into 10 mm.